when did gamers become just so miserable? I've been gone for a little bit. I took a little vacation. Thank you so much for waiting for me very patiently. I appreciate that. But as I was on vacation, I was enjoying myself. I was seeing different sites. I was hanging out with friends. I was doing the fun stuff. But it really got me thinking, when did gamers become so miserable? There seems to be an endless just contingent of gamers, at least on the online space, who do not experience joy. I'm talking about the most recent stuff with, mixtape, the obsession still with Anita Sarkeesian. Hell, there was even people upset that they can't do slurs in the new Forza Horizon 6. Why? There has been such an increase of online gamers who do nothing but show you how miserable they are. And let's not beat around the bush, right? One of the big ones is Asmongold. I have never seen a person who's just filled with so much misery and doesn't even do a good enough job hiding it. But there are so many people who look up to him for God knows why and act as if he's this like super relatable person because of his appearance. They're falling for the veneer of authenticity and being an authentic person and being honest and all this shit. But he's just miserable. Like, that's a miserable person. Only a miserable person does what he does and says what he says.
I've spent a lot of my time making things worse for these people and making the internet a more unpleasant and, by extension, the world a more unpleasant and unwelcoming place for them. I intend to make it a lot worse. I do. I will not let you guys down. This is only the beginning. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I will never let you guys down. I will always go the extra mile. And even whenever people say that's too much, I'll tell you it's not enough. Again, you say you're getting harassed, you think it's bad. It's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. And you're going to deserve it. I hate people like this. They're disgusting. And if somebody doesn't do something about it, and the problem also is that a lot of other content creators, here's the truth. A tremendous majority of people agree with me, including a lot of content creators. I understand that a lot of you guys that make content out there are afraid of speaking out against this because you don't want to get labeled all these bad names. I want to let you know that eventually they'll come for you too. These are mentally ill, unhinged, crazy people. And if you're not going to do that, I think that it's important that we keep track of all the people who try to play footsie with this type of language and this type of community and try to passively, promote it. And once things are completely in the other direction, it'll be time to remind them about that. I think so. Again,
treatment through DEI and affirmative action at the expense of white and Asian Americans. Socioeconomic conditions is a cope and everyone knows it.
Yes, correct.
I mean, this is the Elon Musk style. No, they are genetically inferior and socioeconomic conditions are a cope.
They are. It's a fact.
And I think this is the reason why people like Nyara and that other person, I forgot their name, I think Woo With, yeah, that's the name. Both of them, the reason why I think that they're so toxic and bad for the trans movement is that they constantly use their own antisocial, vitriolic aggression against other people, and then they use their trans identity as a shield whenever they get criticism for it or they get pushback. So what happens basically is that they attack you, and then you attack them back, but then they say you're attacking the trans community, which I think what it does is it basically gives.
I'm sorry. I know this is one of those, like, I should be inserting this just to give you guys B-roll footage to see what I'm talking about. But holy shit, is he lying right here? Is he lying right here? They do not come after Asmongold. He always goes after them because of his rhetoric. And whenever they defend themselves, his roach of an audience will come in and be like, this is why you'll never be a woman. You guys are mentally ill, etc., 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 etc. He is obsessed with these two creators who combined maybe get like 70 CCV. But this is what I'm talking about. This man is so miserable that he does shit like this. And I'm sorry, he does not give a fuck about the trans community. Come the fuck on, dude. Who gives a shit what he said? Why did he thinks that the reason why the trans community is having a tough time is because of them? No, dumbass, it's because of you. Sorry, I'm supposed to be quiet during this part, but I couldn't.
The accountability to all of the trans people whenever you're saying that. And now it's like, oh, well, all of you guys should be on my side. Well, no, they shouldn't be on your side or not against you. You're an individual making your own actions. Like, Asmon is one of the biggest Twitch streamers whose community is vile as fuck. We'll just say this about a trans woman with 10 CCV and nobody cares. I don't even see these people as people and compares her to a dog. Yes, that's correct. A person that repeatedly brings up my dead mother, tries to weaponize her, makes up fan fiction about how she died, and then tries to attack me and get me deplatformed. Yes, that's exactly what I said. And I'm not sorry. That's it. That's what I think. And yeah, it's the way it's gonna go, guys. Yeah, we're so vile. They're cry bullies. Again, they are the biggest cry bullies that you can possibly have. All they do is they are the nastiest, most vicious, most aggressive, awful people ever. And again, the only reason why they're pushing this is because they're trying to hopefully get me banned. If I ever get banned on Twitch, I hope people know that that's just gonna make the problem worse.
But didn't you also say this?
Here's how I'll go back. I'll think about it. I guarantee you, if you were to get a Ouija board, my mom were to come back today, and she would say, you know, did I make a bad decision giving her cigarettes? She'd say, fuck no, I wanted them. She was sitting there until the day she fucking died, sitting there drinking Pepsi, handfuls. I'm talking about handfuls of chocolate. Chugging fucking soda, asking me if we're gonna get Taco Bell, smoking weed, dual-wielding it with cigarettes while she's on oxygen, watching Ancient Aliens, getting involved with Alex Jones, dismantling the New World Order. I don't regret a fucking thing. She died doing what she loved. I don't regret it at all. Because people have autonomy. And they can choose how they live. They're not animals. That's it. Just the way it is.
And again, like, if I ever do get banned on Twitch or something like that happens, I'm just going to be twice as aggressive. I'm going to be twice as aggressive, twice as argumentative, and I'm going to go even harder on these people. Like, I'm actually being very diplomatic about this right now because I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get suspended. Well, I don't want to get suspended. And so I try to be reasonable. I try to be nice. I always follow the rules, etc. But if I ever get banned, I'm going to do it even more. If I had my way, I would disenfranchise 85% of the population instantly. I would take away their right to vote, and they would be saying after 10 years, 20 years, thank you. Thank you so much for removing this burden from us. We no longer have to worry about this. We don't have to deal with this anymore. You're just going to have the people that are in charge deal with the issues about getting rid of the bottom 2%? Absolutely, yes. And so that's it. That's what I would do. There are too many dumb people out there. And back in the day, we used to have presidents like Thomas Jefferson. And now we have presidents like George W. Bush.
Oh no, it's body types instead of male and female. Who fucking cares? Oh no, there's a minority in this game. I can't play if there's a minority in it. How are you this miserable? And I do know that some people, but oh, again, he's relatable. What makes him relatable? Like, truly. Is it just because he's an awful human being who's blatantly and very obviously miserable? Is that what you guys seek out? Just misery? Nothing that makes you full of joy or even a little bit of happiness, just misery? You want to listen to someone whose entire output can be summarized as, I am afraid of the world? Oh, but he has millions of dollars. And look at him. Millions of dollars, lives in squalor, makes excuses for it, says it's his socioeconomic conditions that led him to this way, which ironically was something he was decrying when it comes to black people, saying it's cope. It's okay for him to, have been, poor, and then now he has money, but he just had bad RNG, according to him. And so it's okay for him to live in squalor. But for other people who had bad RNG and have maybe had even worse than him, socioeconomic conditions don't actually matter. You guys are just criminals. Weird. You want to listen to a person like that? You want to listen to a person who's so unbelievably miserable that he spends an inordinate amount of time going after small trans creators? Oh, they made fun of my mom. And buddy, you made fun of their entire being. You have put out hateful rhetoric about these people. You put out hateful rhetoric about a large contingent of people to the point where you've been banned from Twitch for a while, right? You're not this sweet, innocent child. And yet people will consistently act as, this is just me shitting on him at this point. You guys can click off the video or click on or whatever. But people just consistently act as if anyone who talks about him is in the wrong. Asmongold is allowed to talk about literally anyone all the time, no matter what. But if anyone talks about him, bro, you have less subscribers than him. Dude, you have no concurrent viewership. Look at your views. Oh my God, you're clout chasing. You're clout chasing. You guys are dick riding. You guys are straight up the most pathetic audience I've ever fucking seen. You take all of your talking points from a guy whose biggest ops is the sun. You take your talking points from a man who tells you in no uncertain terms he does not care about you. From a guy who does such little research that when someone like the Birdman gives him something to actually, think about and critique, he ignores it intentionally. He watches a video on him that wasn't even about him, really. But then when there's a video about him specifically, it's too long. Who's going to sit through that? You guys are so quick to say everyone else is like a Hassan orbiter or X-person orbiter, dirty leftist, this and that. And yet you will gleefully watch a man whose source of information is either on Twitter via like the most right-wing echo chamber imaginable or his own subreddit. I've gotten claims that I do not engage with other ideas and what have you, which is fucking insane. That's most of my content. But this guy gets to run to his audience, look people up, and shit talk them. He did it to me. He did it to another content creator. His name is Stephen Asarge, who just put a video out about the mind of Asmongold. He does it to the smaller creators all the time. Yet nothing in here for you guys fucking triggers how afraid this man is of the world. He's afraid of everything. That's why he's so angry. He's miserable. He has nothing good in his life. He's alone. And he knows it. He has no aspirations. He quite simply lucked into this. He, at one point, was self-aware enough where he did that apology video where he recognized that he was getting, worse and worse, becoming a worse human being. But he likes being terrible and awful. And you guys, for some reason, think that means someone's being authentic. You don't want authenticity, though. Because when I call you guys fucking losers, that's me being authentic. When people call you guys fucking dick riders for supporting a man who does nothing of value, you guys go, oh, you guys are just jealous, you're just jealous. But when he goes after people, yeah, man, it's based. No, you don't want honesty. Because if people were honest with you in your life, you wouldn't be watching him. You wouldn't. The real thing you guys want is cruelty. You want people to be cruel because you're cruel and it's easy to stay cruel. It's so easy to stay ignorant. It's so easy to just stay uninformed about generally everything. Let this dumbass tell you, the reason why your video games are doing worse now, even though financially, for the most part, they aren't. But the reason why the games you play don't hit the same anymore is because there's a black person working on it, because there's a woman as a main character. Let's ignore the other more important things happening, like crunch, or the fact that because of CEOs who are more interested in making money than making a good product, they just put some shit out there because of capitalism. Let's ignore the fact that our hobbies have become expensive as fuck to the point where it's more of a luxury than anything else. Let's ignore all of that and just blame it on DEI. Because we all know the hiring practices of every single company, and anytime there's a non-white person somewhere, they must have gotten there through some sort of underhanded scheme, because they could never get there through merit, because the man who told me that he has a blood wall said that they wouldn't do that. And he knows everything about everything, especially when he says he does zero research on literally any topic, and it's almost always wrong. Just the most surface level takes. You guys don't want someone who's authentic. You want someone who's a fucking moron, who's cruel. Which I guess is why you guys follow him. But I'm so tired of people in this space acting as if he's some untouchable. I mean, he's untouchable for other reasons, health concerns. We don't need a real fucking Resident Evil situation happening. Well, there's hantavirus, but whatever. Probably would have affect him. But that, he's so untouchable because of his audience. His audience is losers, man. They are. They get so upset. Put it this way. If your guy is so right, and he's so smart, and he's so awesome, why do you guys feel the need to viciously attack other creators? If we're wrong, just let us be wrong. If we're haters, let us be haters. But you can't. Because deep down, the criticism he gets are valid as fuck. And it annoys you because you've attached your identity to him. So any attack, any critique on him is a critique on you. And you can't handle that. Because you guys, the ones who create his echo chamber, are the babies. You guys are fucking babies. You're not capable of handling anything. Again, that's why you need all of your video game girls to be big titty waifus, because you can't even handle the idea of approaching a realistic woman. You can't handle the idea of a diversity of opinions, or a diversity of characters or storytelling, anything like that. You need things to be one way, because that's the only way you can handle anything. And you're the same motherfuckers who'll be like, you wouldn't have survived the Call of Duty lobbies. I did survive those lobbies, my guy. I did survive those lobbies. You couldn't handle a Hello Kitty fucking lobby. Your fragility is as such that if you quite simply walked by a rainbow, you would have a heart attack. You can't handle anything, which is why you like to go to the guy who can't handle shit at all. The king of echo chambers. Spends most of his time on his own Reddit. Cannot take any outside information. Cannot be self-aware. Cannot be critical. Cannot analyze. Cannot engage in anything on an intellectual level. That's it. It's, I'm going to go on your Twitter account. How many times you talk about me? Yeah, ignored. It's no different when guys say OnlyFans detected opinion rejected. It's like, you can't engage in shit. So when you try to have these conversations, these roaches will come and infest everything, because all I know how to do. If they had to actually sit down and break down their problems with video games, I promise you, more often than not, they would come to a conclusion that, holy shit, my issues aren't with them being minorities in video games. It's with capitalism. It's ruining my hobby. It's ruining the art that I enjoy. Because now, instead of getting characters who maybe have more edge to them, they sanitize it because it's more of a presentable package. Because it helps them sell more. It's kind of like how a lot of movies that are released are PG-13 instead of rated R, because PG-13 is adult enough to appeal to the older audience, but not too crazy where it cuts off access to family activities, because that's more money. It's like that. It's like how like the majority of games that come out are rated T for teen. Even though you may play M-rated games, a lot of games are rated T for teen. It's the same idea. It's capitalism. Your game coming out half-cocked, capitalism. Those games that stay in early access forever don't improve, capitalism. That's what it is. You're mad because a game has a mechanic that you think isn't fully fleshed out. Maybe the developer didn't have enough time to do it because they had to push it out. Because a certain CEO had to make their bonuses, or a certain board wanted to have their bonuses. There are a lot of factors that happen when it comes to video games. There's a lot of reasons why a video game might be terrible, might be great, might have been great before and terrible now. But instead of doing any of the actual intellectual work and looking into like the many reasons why a game can be good or bad, you wait for some dumbass who's rotting in his self-made mausoleum that at any point he can fix, mind you, to tell you that's because of DEI. Because look at these writers who've been here before, but look at them now. Now they're bad. I used to like this company, but now I don't. But it's because they went woke. Like, you guys are getting dumber and dumber, and you're just happy about it. It's so infuriating. It's honestly infuriating. Like, we used to be able to have conversations in this space, and now it's just anytime we talk about any game, you look up any game, it's these dumbasses. You're just fucking everything up, man.